I was raised by Latino parents in an immigrant home, and I became a translator like at 9 years old. My parents telling me, hijo, ven acá, léeme aquí por favor. So now I'm reading documents, translating words I don't know, stuttering, reading extra slow. I was raised with them calling cards my folks used to use to call back home to Guatemala and El Salvador. I was raised talking to a bunch of relatives I had never met over the phone. I was raised being told que no ser mal educado and introduce myself when I walk through the door. And that's the reason that I always say, hello, my name's Jose Cordon. I was raised con pan dulce y cafecito, pupusas, arroz con frijolitos, ay, qué rico. In my home, when you fell as a niño, they say, ay, mijo, pobrecito, ven pa' acá. Sana, sana, colita de rana, and boom, bingo, the wound was all healed. Sounds kind of silly now, but back then it seemed so real. I was raised with stories of La Llorona, El Cucuy, and La Migra. The first two scared children. The last scares the entire familia. So I mean no apologies. ICE is acting like it's ISIS, terrorizing families. So when we see them rolling through communities, we see them as a threat. That's why we yell, fuck ICE every chance we get. You see, I was raised with a double identity. And I developed a bittersweet love for this nation simultaneously. Its well-advertised legacy as a home of the free allows for people to dream. It gives people the bravery to leave their families to go seek better tomorrows in the land of opportunities of which America always speaks. But when the objective is reached, after long nights in the cold and scorching days in the heat, with the desire to support family down south even with no money to eat, with the will to work for the bare minimum 7 days of the week, it isn't the Statue of Liberty who they have the pleasure to meet. It's either the hungry, huddled masses segregated into the kids, the he's, the she's, surrounded by chain-link fences on top of floors of concrete, reminiscent of Dachau in 1933, the Nazis' first concentration camp if you want a fan of history. Or they're met with an unsure, unwelcome existence in American society, with the realization that the American dream is sold separately with high interest and an expensive fee, and that America isn't as accepting as some people make it seem. You see, I was raised aware of race relations, but never understood where I fit into the situation. And since I was raised to be humble, I never questioned my place in the conversation. Or perhaps I just didn't know how. You see, I was raised with English as my second language. And that's because I was raised by Latino parents in an immigrant home, con fruta cortada con tajín y limón. I was raised drinking chocolate de abuelita hecho con mucho amor. I was raised by parents willing to sacrifice, willing to risk it all for a chance at a better life, even life itself. I was raised to go get it, con ganas, and never lose hope. That's why I'm proud to say I was raised by Latino parents in an immigrant home.